Sunday lunch, everyone around the table, and my dad looks at me with that familiar mix of confusion and disappointment. "Why don't you ever drive anywhere, Emily?" he asks, slicing into his steak like the question is casual. "You've got a perfectly good car sitting in the driveway collecting dust." Across from me, my sister Lauren smiles into her plate, the same sweet smile she's worn since we were kids. Only I know what's behind it. Only I know the smile is the mask she puts on every time she hides my keys, every time she parks my car 3 streets over, every time she tells our parents I'm too anxious to drive alone. For years I said nothing. I let them think I was lazy, scattered, broken. I let her win. But that afternoon, something inside me snapped. I was done protecting the person who spent a decade making sure I stayed small, dependent, and silent. I looked at my dad, then at Lauren's smug little smirk, and I decided the truth was finally louder than my fear. What happened next shattered our family and set me free. It didn't start with the car. It started way before that, with tiny cuts no one else noticed. Lauren is 4 years older, prettier, louder, the daughter who always knew what to say. I grew up in her shadow and convinced myself the shade felt safe. When I finally saved enough for my own car at 23, I thought that was my ticket out of the shadow. Lauren hugged me in the driveway, told me how proud she was, and that night the keys vanished. The first time, she acted shocked. You're so forgetful." The second time, she found them in her gym bag and laughed it off. By the 10th time, I stopped asking. I just started taking rides, making excuses, shrinking my life to whatever she allowed. She'd borrow the car for 10 minutes and disappear for days. She'd fill the tank with just enough gas to get me to the grocery store and back, so I never had an excuse to go farther. She even convinced our parents I'd had panic attacks on the highway, something that never happened, so they'd gently suggest Lauren drive me instead. And every time I tried to speak up, she cried first. Bigger tears, louder sobs. Suddenly, I was the jealous little sister bullying poor Lauren. I almost believed it myself. Then one night, desperate for my spare key, I searched her room and found her journal instead. Page after page of poison. "She can't ever be independent, or they'll see I'm the mess. If she drives, she'll leave. I need her stuck. As long as she has no car, no life, no confidence, she stays beneath me." I read it sitting on her carpet, tears dripping onto the pages. My own sister wasn't protecting me. She was terrified of me growing. She'd been sabotaging me for years just to feel important. That night, I stopped crying for her and started planning. Dad's birthday lunch. The whole family together. Perfect stage. He asked the question again. Same words, same tired tone. "Why don't you drive that car, Emily?" Lauren's eyes flicked to me, daring me to stay quiet like always. This time, I smiled back. I stood up, connected my phone to the living room TV, and opened the folder of diary photos I'd taken weeks earlier. One by one, her own words filled the screen. The room froze. Mom gasped. Dad's fork clattered against his plate. Lauren went ghost white. "Those are private," she screamed, lunging for the remote. "No," I said, voice calm for the first time in years. "Keeping your sister prisoner isn't private." Dad read every page out loud, voice breaking. When he looked at Lauren, it wasn't anger. It was heartbreak. "How could you do this to your own sister?" The tears came, but they didn't work anymore. The mask was gone. 2 weeks later, she moved out. She still sends dramatic texts to the family chat, painting herself the victim. Nobody replies the way they used to. My car keys hang on a hook by the door now. I drive with the windows down and music blasting. Some days the guilt still creeps in. How long I let it happen, how much I lost. But then I remember, the moment I chose my voice over her comfort, I got every stolen year back in a single breath. So here's what I know now. Some people will clip your wings just to feel taller. The second you refuse to stay grounded, you realize you were never broken. You were just waiting for permission to fly. Don't wait as long as I did. Your freedom is worth the fallout. Every single time. Thank you for listening. If someone's trying to keep you small, know this. The sky is still there when you're ready. I'll see you in the next story. Stay strong.